Hi, welcome to Asian Movie Scenes. Here we will talk about Asian movies that might be on your list, that you may be having time deciding whether to watch it or not. Here we will provide you with our point of views and details of the movies, and hopefully you can have a better decision if that certain movie is worthy of your precious time by watching or not. Please sit back and enjoy. Today's video, we will talk about the movie called REBORN. The story of REBORN is about this former special ops soldier by the name of Toshiro. He's retired, and he lives in a quiet neighborhood with his niece, and he runs a convenience store. However, one fateful day his past comes knocking at his door, and he starts to become the target of various assassins, and not only that, his niece gets kidnapped. So what Toshiro needs to do is that he needs to locate his niece and kill off everyone who's involved. So it's a lot like John Wick, I guess. I mean, you just replace a dog with a knife and instead of being killed, she gets kidnapped. This movie is packed with tons of slit your neck with a knife, break every single bone in your body type of action, violent but very entertaining. Sakaguchi's style of action is that he's kind of raw, and he's incensed that his movements are not really refined. Which adds up a lot to the movie since it makes it more realistic in a way. There's a lot of wild actions that he does, and he does a lot of boxing. I think he favors a lot of upper body movement over kicks, and agility and just jumping around, and I'm completely fine with that, I guess. I just got used to it over the years of watching movies, but I really feel that REBORN is one of his best works when it comes to his displays of action, and with that the action featured in this movie is utter ridiculous. You can't take any of the action in this movie seriously. I mean, for the most hour his battle stance, it's just him kind of all continuously loosening up his joints, and he's always moving like this, and he always has his grim Keanu Reeves-like look on his face of no emotion, and the way he takes down folks by slitting their throats, there's something satisfying about that. And not only that, when he gets shot at, it's ridiculous in the sense that he always dodges the bullets like he came from the Matrix, and what he'll be walking towards the camera, and then the next shot it'll show the guy shooting at him, and then next Toya, he'll just look at the shooter and then just dodge from side to side, and they just keep dodging, moving left and right until he finally gets to the shooter and just cuts them up. And needless to say, the violence featured in REBORN, it's basically gratuitous violence just for the sake of being violent. There's nothing really that I feel. There was no real moral to the story at all. It's just you just wanted to see Toshiro kill a lot of folks. Granted, they try to present this moral dilemma that eats up at Toshiro's mind. Is he really a hero? Does he really deserve to live? But then I think beyond that, the amount of violence kind of outweighs the moral dilemmas that Toshiro faces. There are also a lot of elements in the story that I think are just ridiculously dumb, but at the same time really fun. For example, the main bad guy Phantom, he's a guy who can brainwash his victims with just one word, and even have other characters like tortured his former buddy and in this covert op Dave's by the name of Abyss Walker, and he's just as maniacal as Tojo, but then, the only difference is that he cuts up both allies and enemies just so he can get through to his target, and you just see him slaughter folks as he's trying to make his way to Toshi, but other than some bizarre character types and really weird just story elements, I thought the basic plot in essence was really simple, I guess, and it was easy to follow, and so now, I felt that's a lot of the action now is featuring this movie, kind of dragged on a little bit. That might not be a bad thing for some of you guys out there, but it seemed like at certain points in the story, the action just went off for too long, and you just wanted to proceed to the next scene. I mean, it's where I think for the last 50% of this movie was just straight action where Toshio just died, just invades the enemy headquarters all the way up until he reaches the final boss. That is really the last 50% of the movie, and because Toshiro is dicing up fools left and right, you never really feel that Toshiro is in danger because he's essentially at it constantly, has the Mark Super Mario Star map power up the whole way through, and you feel like no one can touch him, and if you like that into action hero, that's fine, but if you're looking for an action hero, where you can have some attachment, I feel like the ones that are vulnerable, whether it be physically or mentally, are the ones that are more memorable. I also felt that Reborn featured a bunch of interesting or seemingly interesting characters that they really don't dive much into. For example, this story also features Don't Talk to Me, who plays his old war buddy of Toss Your Nose, and you get a little bit of backstory, but you never dive into that backstory, you just get kind of bits and pieces of it. It would have been much interesting to have him in a more predominant role, and the story also features former Act 48 idols. She wrote an article, and when she's first introduced, she's brought to us as this hot chick who guys are flirting with, or I'm sorry, not flirting, but catcalling, and then she just slaughters them by breaking their necks, and you want to see more of that. And when the confrontation between her character and Sakaguchi's character finally came on screen, I felt it was too short. And this movie also featured Sakaguchi Makoto. If you guys have ever seen Tokyo Tribe, the hip-hop musical directed by Mushi, and she was the girl who breaks steps fighting, or who is he the girl fighting the whole way through, and she does a little bit for be growing in this movie. They should have shown a lot more. I felt out of all the characters featured here, I wanted to see more of her character, just cause you know the kind of things she's capable of. After seeing Someone Works, if you know the actress herself, she has a background in legit be-whirling, and I felt that this movie could have shown more of it. It showed some, but they should have shown more, and I believe that I feel like Toshiro was kind of a dick. I mean, it's cool seeing him dodge bullets left and right, and cutting fools. However, he says later on that he let the bad guys kidnap his niece, all for the sake of finding out where the bad guys' base of operations. So now I don't know if I like that in the main character, but that's what he did, and I'm kind of torn with that. But overall, what did I think of Reborn? It's a movie for Sakaguchi fans if you love his style of action. As I said, this movie will feel right at home. You know, I love every single B-movie that he's released. Seeing him on screen is always a treat, and I know what to expect when watching a Sakaguchi movie. However, if you're in for a legit action movie, you might be turned off at certain points here and there, though I think you guys would find a lot more to enjoy than to be disappointed in. Do I recommend this movie? Hell yeah. But I gotta warn you guys. Don't watch this movie expecting more than gratuitous violence, cause that's essentially what this movie is. And so yeah, those are my thoughts on Reborn. What did you guys think? Or what kind of questions did you guys have? Let me know in the comment section below, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to Asian Movie Scenes so we can chop it up more. But it feels like that's about it, guys. If you have any other movie suggestions, please let me know in the comment section below. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you at the next video. Take it easy. Asian Movie Scenes out, IE.